In this lesson, we are with Miss Karen, who is an ESL student. Hi, Karen. How are you doing?
Hello, Monica. I'm fine, and you?
I'm fine. Karen, as we previously studied in our lesson, do you have any question about our article, A Tour Under Paris? What do you think about this article?
I think that it's really interesting because I didn't know about that underways that have Paris. It's because only people talks about the Eiffel Tower, the museums and those things, but it's a different tourism. I think that is really interesting because are new places to know about the story about Paris and those things.
Well, in this lesson, we are going to discuss these two objectives. The first objective, unknown vocabulary that we saw in this article, and the second objective, we are going to make sentences in the active and passive voice in order to improve our writing for our writing activity, which is paraphrasing. It's how you are going to rewrite the information that is given in this article, but you're going to use what? Your own words, your own structure, and of course without changing the important information given in the article. Okay, for this kind of activity we are going to focus on some important grammar skills and some important writing strategies. So what is active and passive voice?
Active is when the subject takes the action in the sentence, and passive is when like the object or the action is the principal that it's made by someone.
Okay, good. Active voice refers or emphasizes in a subject performing an action. And passive voice, the object receives the action. We are going to make some sentences and become more familiar with this, okay? In this structure, the active voice includes a subject, an action, and an object. It's important to notice that actions or verbs can be categorized into two forms, transitive or intransitive verbs. What is a transitive verb? A transitive verb is a verb that requires like a complement or an object in order to complete the meaning of the sentence. For instance, I buy. Do you think that sentence is complete?
No.
Okay, so what do I need to make the sentence complete?
The object.
The object, okay. So how do you make that sentence complete?
I bought.
Oh, that is past tense.
I buy. I buy clothes.
I buy clothes. So we are going to use one of these verbs that we can see here. Try to make a sentence with any of these verbs.
I like movies.
I like, very good. I like what? I like movies. So we use an object to complete the meaning of the sentence. Otherwise, there's no way to understand what you're talking about. We have some examples here. I buy a new car. It's complete because I use the object. She likes Christmas. What is the object there? Christmas. And I love you. What is the object there?
You.
You. Very good. So now we are going to focus on intransitive verbs, okay? So these verbs, they don't require exactly a complement. For instance, you can say, I work, yes? But I understand, it's complete. Yeah, I work. Or Karen works where? At home or at her office. These intransitive verbs can use the subject, the verb, and a prepositional or an adverb or etc. Okay, these sentences with intransitive verbs can't be changed to passive voice. So in our article, we have this section of paragraphs. So if they are in active voice, you have to remember, okay, can I make this sentence passive voice and vice versa? So that is an important thing to keep in mind every time that you are paraphrasing, making a new text from an existing one, using your own words, your own sentences. Another thing that you have to notice is that when we are using active versus passive voice, in active voice, we use the personal pronouns, yes? But in passive voice, object pronouns. So do you have any question about this?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, great. So we are going to make some sentences using these rules.
I don't know.
No. For example, use the verb make. Do you think is it transitive or intransitive?
Transitive.
Transitive. Why?
Because I have to complement for have the sentences.
The meaning. Yes, very good. Okay, so try to make a sentence.
My sister make the bed every morning.
Makes the bed every morning.
The bed every morning.
Okay, and how will you make that sentence into passive voice?
Every morning the bed is made by my sister.
You can say that, or you can rearrange the order of your sentence. The bed is made by my sister every morning. Okay, let's think about another one.
My uncle write letters each day.
Oh, my uncle
write letters.
Writes
letters every day.
Every day. And try to make this sentence into the passive voice.
The letters are being written by my uncle. No, the letters.
Please notice that when we are using passive or active voice, we have to focus on the tense. My uncle writes letters every day, right? So that is your sentence. What verbal tense takes place in the sentence?
Present simple.
Is present simple because we use writes, okay? If we make this sentence passive voice, is the letters, because that is, what is this? That is the object. So we focus the object first. The object receives the action. So the letters are written by who?
By my uncle
by
every
my
day.
uncle every day. Good. The letters are written by my uncle every day. In passive voice, we can also create sentences when we don't know who the author is, okay? For instance, someone stole my car. Yes? Do I know who stole my car?
No.
No? Someone, yeah, unfortunately, someone did, but I have no idea who. So how do you think you could make this sentence into passive voice?
My car was stolen.
Yes, very good. My car was stolen. As you can see, we don't need to add by someone because it's complete. I don't need more information. By someone is the same, is not relevant because I still don't know who stole my car. So that information is not necessary. Good. Another thing is in passive voice, when we don't want to be responsible for certain action or certain activity, for instance, I made a mistake. Yes, I made a mistake. So it means that I made a mistake, but I don't feel proud about the mistake I made. So how do you think I will tell my boss about that mistake, but I don't want to include myself because I want to be out of that trouble.
Inactive voice also?
This is active voice. We are going to rewrite these words in passive voice.
A mistake was made by someone.
But I don't want to include anyone. So I will say
a mistake was
made. Yes, and if we have this sentence in plural, I made mistakes, so we can say mistakes.
Mistakes
were, because it's plural. Yes, mistakes were made. Very good. Okay. So far, do you have any question?
No.
No? Is it clear?
It's clear.